first, let me start off by saying, excuse my hat, don't pay attention to it. I just have it on because I feel like I'm at the beach. Yeah, let's get right into this video. If this is your first time here, I want to say welcome and thank you so much for clicking on my video. So for those of you that do not know, I do have a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, also known as idiopathic intracranial hypertension. And you are going to hear me say that a lot throughout the video. Let's get started. If you do not know what that is, pretty much I have too much fluid on my spine, which caused too much fluid around my brain. With this condition comes a lot of symptoms. For me, I have vertigo, I have visual disturbances, double vision, temporary vision loss. I also have a lot of fatigue. I have ringing in my ear and migraines, really bad migraines. Also, brain fog. Sometimes I forget what I'm going to say. Even for this video, you know, I have to keep stopping it because I'm like, hold on, did I miss anything? So with this condition, you have to be very, very careful because other things can happen due to this condition. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if it's like a proven fact, but from my understanding, the fluid around my brain has caused the bone in my ear to collapse. So now they're talking about doing surgery. So now not only do I have pseudotumor cerebri, idiopathic intracranial hypertension, but I also have something called dehiscence of the semicircular superior canal. I think that's how you say it. I might have it mixed up, but yes, the pseudotumor has caused me to have a whole nother condition. And with this condition, it's a lot of the same symptoms as pseudotumor, but I'm also having balance issues. There's been times where, you know, I would get up and I would literally have to find something to hold on to, or if someone's around me, they have to like grab me. Okay, so fast forward. I've been seeing a neurologist, an ophthalmologist, an audiologist, an ENT, my primary care doctor, and now I also have to be seen by a rheumatologist. And let me tell you, my sister, she has a friend who has lupus, and her friend told her, she said, you know, your sister has a lot of the same symptoms that I have, and I have lupus. So after, you know, thinking about it, I'm like, okay, well, I have started developing this pain in my legs that I can't explain. It's like achy, and it kind of feels like I have bruises, and, you know, it came out of nowhere. You know, I woke up and I could barely get out of the bed. So I told my husband, I said, you know, I need you to come in here. I need you to help me get up. It hurts, like it was that bad. So I stood up and instantly I started limping. So, you know, that right there was a red flag. So not only did I have pain in my legs, I started having a lot of pain in my ankles. And I've always had pain in my wrist, and I thought it was carpal tunnel. They told me that it was carpal tunnel. But after thinking about it, you know, I'm like, okay, I was diagnosed with arthritis in my knees when I was 4 years old. So after, you know, thinking about it and like really, really doing a lot of research, because I feel like I'm my own doctor, you know, I called my doctor and I'm like, I need for you to run some tests to see if I have lupus. Her first reaction was, oh, I don't think you have lupus. You have some of the symptoms, but I don't think you have it. She asked me, she's like, you know, why do you think that you have lupus? What was the reason for you even, for that crossing your mind pretty much? And I explained to her that, you know, I had a friend who had a lot of the same symptoms. She was diagnosed with lupus, and then later on she was diagnosed with pseudotumor. So, you know, I just would feel more comfortable if you just did the test and we can go from waiting. There. Like, I was so patient. And then out of nowhere, I was like, you know what, I need to know. And it just kept crossing my mind. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night doing research, looking at YouTube videos. And I'm like, you know, do I have it? Do I not? And in the meantime, like I started having so many symptoms, and I'll post pictures. But I started having the rash. I had this rash across my face, and I wasn't sure if it was the butterfly rash that they talk about. So I sent her the picture, and she's like, yeah, that's the area. And I told her that it burned, and she's like, well, it doesn't typically burn. But I'm like, okay, but I have the rash that they're talking about, you know? So here it is, 3 days. I don't hear anything. Here it is a week. I still don't hear anything. And then I think my results came back. I could be wrong. I have to look at my chart, but I think it came back probably 8 to 9 days after. Well, actually the urine came back first. And supposedly my urine, she said it looked fine other than I had blood in my urine. I had a trace of ketones. I also had protein in my urine. Finally, she called me. And I remember I was actually braiding a friend's hair. And she said, do you have time to talk? So I'm like, yeah, you know, I can talk. I've been waiting on this phone call. I'm not going to miss it. I can talk. So she said, okay, your kidneys look fine. However, your ANA and the DNA double strand has come back positive. So I'm looking like, okay, so this whole time I knew it was something. We all knew it was something, but we couldn't pinpoint what it was. And she's like, well, I'm not going to say that you have lupus yet. I'm going to refer you to a rheumatologist. So now the wait is on again. I don't see the rheumatologist until I think it's June the 11th, and that's only a virtual meeting. So I did call my doctor last week, and I asked her if there was any way that we could go ahead and just do the blood work now. So when I go to that appointment, we'll already have all of the results. I don't want to, you know, have this virtual meeting and then she tell me, hey, you need to go have some blood work done. I want to already come in with the blood work. I don't want to wait anymore. After all, this is my life. And I kind of feel like, you know, when it comes to the patient and the doctor, I kind of feel like they feel like we don't know what we're talking about, but at the end of the day, we know our bodies and we know when something is wrong. So advocate for yourself. If you feel like something is wrong, be sure to go out and get the help that you need. Do your own research, because at this point, I feel like I am diagnosing myself. And not only that, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but I started having positive pregnancy tests. I've been having positive pregnancy tests and I am not pregnant. My tubes have been tied since 2018 and all of my tests have been coming back positive, and they completely ignored it. They swept it under the rug because my tubes are tied, and they're like, oh, there's no way. So I feel like it was detecting lupus the whole time. And after doing some research, I found out that that is possible. So again, like I said, advocate for yourself. If you feel like something is wrong, do not ignore it. Don't let them push you to the side, because at the end of the day, that's what they're there for. They are there to help us, and they get paid to help us. So if you have questions, ask questions. If they don't want to answer it, go to somebody else. Because what they don't do, somebody else will. Just like for me, I feel like I have to go elsewhere to get the help that I need, because right now I kind of feel like they think that I'm a hypochondriac, however you say it. And I'm not. Like I look well, but I'm not. So again, advocate for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day. I will continue to update you all. Yeah. Bye. 'Cause there is no guarantee.